Hey, free spirits. Dave and Wendy here. You know, on another adventure. So here we are to help us in our backyard adventures. We got the EAGLE PEAK Canopy with netting, a 13 by 13. And so we're going to take it out of the box and we're going to set it up in a little while here outside our camping area and provide us some shade, a little more shelter, and a cool place to sit in the hot summer heat. And it's pretty heavy. I forgot how many pounds was it, Dave?
40.
Hi, Dave.
Like 45 pounds. So it's heavy.
And
so we were thinking it might have wheels, but it doesn't have wheels.
oh, it does not.
I do not see wheels anywhere.
See, because didn't it one of them say that it had the
I thought one.
that it had wheels on the case?
So it's heavy. So
That's why we wanted to unbox it to see.
we'll probably either take it down with the truck or dolly it down. Because there's no
Yeah,
reason.
my vote's the truck. My vote's the truck. It's a bit of an incline even on the path over here, and the driveway, forget about it. So if you're new to our our antics, we have got our backyard camp set up down the hill, and we were going to set it up down there. So we were checking it out to see how heavy it was.
So we watched.
Oh, yes, and we'll put the link, of course.
We saw this recommended by a fellow YouTuber, and so we thought, well, we'll just get it and give it a shot. This case looks like a pretty heavy material.
We'll make sure we get the appropriate YouTube link for you guys of their review, so because we were pretty grateful, and we're always grateful when you guys are posting this stuff, because we're new to this and we're always looking for, you know, the best stuff at the best price, and, you know, for our budget. And so we always appreciate you guys sharing your help, your comments, and your videos for sure, and your reviews on products, because it truly helps our, you know, our journey.
Absolutely, and we like sharing with you. You know, we don't know for sure how well this will work, but we'll let you know. But, you know, your comments about, you know, mistakes that we might make is just as valuable as comments that say, you know, looks great, thanks. So we're going to figure out how to get this down there in a little bit, and we'll pick up with this video, and we'll see how it unpacks and sets up.
And everything that we buy, as we've mentioned before, we're, you know, it's always for double duty, whether it's setting up our campsite right here at the house that we can enjoy it here, or or for taking camping. So that's really our goal, is for it to be, you know, multi-use. And
It's not that heavy carrying this way.
oh, well, that's good. I mean, would you be able to?
It's still heavy, but
Yeah.
I'm
Not going to truck it down the hill.
I don't. No, I'll probably just get the dolly and roll it down.
Okay. All right. Well,
So we want to see what it's like having to get it from place to place.
right. That's
So,
part of the project.
Yes.
So,
That helps decide how useful it is. So obviously we're not going to go in the middle of the woods carrying a 45-pound canopy. But, you know, where we might want to put the canopy.
and we thought it would be a good serve as double duty also for, you know, the food shelter, that idea. And we wanted it large enough also to hopefully fit over a picnic table, that kind of idea.
So the main goal is having an area that is protected from the rain. So if we're out there cooking or doing something, and we could still continue to do that. And the second thing is sunshade is a big deal, because you know, we get up in the morning and the sun is burning down on us, and we don't have, we found that we can only really set up the tent in one spot where it's flat enough. So now we have only one area in front of the tent where it's shady, where we could put the chairs, and we need some shade. So
we're excited to set it up and try it out. And the weather's been just too hot for outdoor camping here in central Alabama. And so we're hoping even this weekend we might get a reprieve. It's feeling a little bit better and a little cooler. And we'll unzip it and take it all out and set it all up and show you guys our process. Mm-hmm. And we also have, as many of you might know, a 6x12 cargo trailer, and so it could even be useful for that, and connecting to the back of that, and having another useful area.
Or if we want to go to an art show and show off your beautiful art.
Oh, well, thank you for saying
we
that.
could take the trailer, take the tent.
So that's another thing that we've been talking about too with all of this, is a lot of the accessories that we're buying
multi-purpose.
Always for a multi-purpose. So yeah, thanks for mentioning that too, because that's kind of part of my excitement in being out in the outdoors too, is to be able to come outside, have an awesome new place to, literally a new landscape to sit out and be inspired, and where I draw and paint, and
a place for you to sit in the shade, a little bit out of the wind, where you could do some artwork.
So that's a whole nother piece to our wonderful little puzzle.
So we'll see you in a couple minutes.
Alrighty. Hey, Free Spirits, Dave and Wendy here, putting up our new canopy tent. We're going to kind of figure out how we want to place this. So far, this is where the tent is, where we found the most level spot. And we got an adjustable leg canopy, and as you can see from before, the Eagle Peak. And so we're kind of positioning it now. Dave's taking down the awning on the tent so that we can kind of maybe snuggle up to it and see how we want to position it. So we'll kind of keep this running here and there with our progress. Okay, for the unbagging. So what we noticed too, we were looking at the different models a little bit ago, because some of the models and the sizes come with different accessories. Some of the bags come with wheels, some do not. So we were trying to figure out what the difference was between them. But anyway, we still ordered this one because we really liked the way it looked and the function, and so we think it'll be a pretty good fit for our setup here. So we're going to put it together. I know my phone keeps. I just record on my phone here, guys. I have just a Samsung Note, and for some reason lately the camera's been freezing. I think my last Note did that too. So yeah, we don't have any fancy recording equipment around here. We're just sandbags. So what comes in there? So is that the sandbag?
I think it comes with sandbags, which we only have a little bit of sand, but there's the screens.
Oh, and that was one of the reasons why we got this one. That was the other thing I wanted to say, was because we got the ones with the mesh screens. Sometimes I wonder if it's the heat.
They're pretty standard
It messes with my camera.
Nothing fancy. Steel. Okay, instructions? Do I have instructions? I watched the video. Okay, Abigail.
She always wants to help. Okay, hang on a second. Okay, we're getting ready to pop up this bad boy. So from the videos that we watched, you pull it all out, and then it said to put the center fly on first, if I remember correctly.
I'm looking for the pup.
Oh, I hear her. Hang on, I think she's in the truck. Okay. I want to get a pretty good idea too. You know, how long it takes us to set up, or take Dave to set up. Dave really likes to do these things himself to see how long it takes himself to put them up alone if he can.
I will ask for help if I need help.
And he does. He always asks for help when he needs it. And we got this particular color also just because we thought it would blend nicely with our tent.
So I believe,
if I remember, the center was the last thing you pushed up, if I remember correctly.
yeah, looks like, in the one video I remember seeing the guy crawl underneath to push the middle up.
Should we? Do you want to check the instructions, or maybe we should watch the video again?
Trick or just being gentle.
Okay. Okay, so we have it.
So the next step is,
We have it pushed up. Sorry, stop the recording for a moment. Oh, and I wanted to give a little shout out to Bill and Deb on I Ride Tiny House Adventures for sharing their video about how much they enjoyed this, and so that's kind of what brought us on. Brought us to this particular model. We've been looking at for something like this for a little while. And we happened to see that's the one that they recommended, and they enjoyed it, and they liked it, the versatility and adjustability, and I really like the idea of having the screens, the mosquito screens. So that's who recommended it, and we can put a link to that video for sure, and of course the link to the product. Did you just get up under it and push it straight up?
yeah,
Okay.
I just had to do it. I had to do it gently.
Gently.
'Cause I don't like to force things.
So that's the one they said, yeah, to put the center one on first. And Dave usually does all the setup as far as like the pounding of the stakes and things like that. I've had quite a few rotator cuff surgeries, and so my mobility and strength is a bit I don't want to say compromised, but not as strong as I like it to be on my right hand, which is my dominant hand. So typically he does all the pounding of the stakes, and he said he does prefer, actually, did you say you like the rubber mallet better than the other one?
Yeah.
Than the metal one, because I think it was a little bit more less reverb back too. I think it offers more coverage too, surface coverage on the hammer itself, you know, on the not sledgehammer. I keep wanting to call it that, a sledgehammer. Sledgehammer.
I'm not sure exactly how this goes. I don't see instructions. They might be there. They might be rolled up.
No, I think he said there were no instructions, actually. I think a couple of other people said the same thing. Well, I guess it's supposed to be self-explanatory.
It's not.
It's not. Just being real with y'all here. It's actually, it's pretty shady here in the afternoon, so primarily this is because the space is east. So we do get the rising sun in the morning, which is actually pretty nice. But to be able to come out here in the morning and actually relax and make coffee, it's pretty hot. And most of the time, it's pretty hot. Like even on our front porch early in the morning, because it faces east, it is hot. Like by even like 8 in the morning, less than that sometimes. 7 o'clock in the morning is like you're baking out there already on the front porch trying to have a cup of coffee. And thankfully, gratefully, we have quite a few spots to sit. Well, a few spots anyway. Well, one in particular, actually. We have one really good spot that's in the shade outside, let me put it that way, where we can sit and enjoy our coffee. So this was one of the reasons why we wanted to, add this to our backyard hangout area, because we really just want to be outside enjoying nature while we're hanging out and having coffee and bringing the puppy down and, taking a walk. And I wanted to be able to do more of that and be able to actually come out here and do more things, like Dave mentioned before too. I enjoy, I dabble at drawing and painting, and so I have fun with that. And I'd love to be able to add being out here as another studio, if you will. How's it going over there? Well, that looks pretty good. So do you just slide it? I think, right? Didn't you say you just slide the sleeves over the posts? Do you need a hand unfolding that?
I don't know yet.
The center hole. Yeah, there you go. Goes up and over. You sure you don't want a hand over there?
I do want a hand, but I don't have any idea what I need a hand with yet.
Maybe sliding it up and over, pulling it up and over. Here, I'll give him a hand. Here we go. Okay. corners. The rods go in these little corners. Is this on the right direction?
Take whatever you just hooked, unhook, please.
I didn't unhook anything. I didn't hook anything.
Very stretchy. Get it where it's got to go. I'm not sure. Can you see me?
No, I can see your hand.
It doesn't want to, I don't want to rip it.
Is it square? Do the ties tie on the inside or the outside? Because this little sleeve is where these posts go.
Yeah.
Like here. Does that...
This has got to go underneath.
Underneath.
This corner, there's a corner right here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got to go under. And it really have to pull it tight. And I don't even know how I'm going to get it off.
Oh, hang on just a second. Okay. You got it. Yeah, I like how it has that screen fly up there too.
And there's some Velcro here, which you must have to do before you.
Here, I'll come around the other side so you can see a little bit better. Oh, the light's not good on this side though. So these rods here go inside these little corners. So when you stretch it out, in theory, it would come all the way out to the corner. I'm looking at Dave from the inside now. What you doing? I can't see you under here. Oh. There we go. Oh, I see. So it's got straps on the inside. Okay. That attach to the poles. Hi, pretty girl. Hi. Yes. So, oh, it's exciting stuff going on here. Mm-hmm. Yes. Hello. Yes, it's very tight. I was wondering about that myself. I was like, well, but it seems to fit pretty well. I mean, it's pretty nice so far.
holes here for wind, I guess. But that means rain will get through.
Oh, gotcha. Well, a lot of people though said how much they liked it, that it did keep out the rain. I guess we're about to find out. I suppose when you're sitting under it.
I see now.
Wait, what's up?
It looks like the screen. Very tight. Yeah, it's tight.
Their first time's always the hardest. Well, we found the instructions, and apparently these corners have to go on a different way. So we're going to put it on the correct way. But yes, I did find the instructions, and we're going to check these out. All right, he's loosening it up again. And then we'll put the sleeves on. Okay, so
Okay, hold on. Okay. This has to be looser first, and then it stretches when it pushes up. So let's just see.
learn it right here from us, folks. Okay, say that again, Dave.
So you have to attach the top of the tent before you do the initial pop-up of the middle. Then it locks in place and tightens everything up.
Yeah, I think I remember him doing the pop-up part last, didn't he? And now we have the instructions.
Well,
So.
then you lift it.
Right. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Puppy always wants to help.
Okay, okay.
Puppy kiss attack.
Okay.
Okay, I'm zooming in, looking at what you're doing here. Getting some close up and personal with you. Yeah. Aha. I got you. That's why it was too tight. So while it's loose, you have to tie the ties to the upper fly. And the corners are inserted already. And then you just push it up.
I don't know how tight these have to be. I'm not going to worry about it for now. Okay, so now all the corners are where they're supposed to be. If I push this up, it should tighten itself up.
Abby's enjoying the shade already.
Okay, so it went on a lot easier, but it is really tight. But that's
Good.
supposed to be, I guess.
I guess when we do it right, it works better. What you got, little girl? She's got sticks.
Well, I guess guys sort of feel like it's a failure if you have to resort to the instructions.
Oh, I know.
I don't mind. I looked for them. They were hidden somewhere.
They were, actually they were in a clear plastic bag, but that's okay.
Well, that's not part of the tent. Why would I do
Oh,
that?
boys will be boys. Okay, stand by. So yeah, what you see is what you get, guys. So if you're looking for content that's beautifully edited and all of that stuff, well, this is not the channel for you. This is just how we do it. This is how we learn. I'm sure some of you can relate.
1, 2. A lot of little Velcro tabs.
A lot of little Velcro tabs, Dave said, in case you can't hear him. I'm going to go get my water. Hang on. Well, those who have put it up a few times say once you do it once or twice, it's actually quite quick. Like all things, there's always a learning curve. And, you know, once you do anything a few times, it becomes second nature.
So now we're going to raise it up, I guess. Should I refer to the instruction manual?
Okay, stand by, everybody.
I skipped. Adjust the height.
Adjust the height.
So there are 3 in the instructions. Looks like there's 3 detents. But let's see what it looks like.
Okay, instructions have been read. We forgot your bandana.
I'm going to start over in this corner. See how high you can get it. Raise it first.
Abby's helping.
Nope. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, puppy. Okay.
Come here, pretty girl.
Okay.
Come on, Daddy's working. This is really help. Come here, pretty girl. Just rest in the shade. Take a little rest. I'll get her a little water. Oh, there she goes. There is a lovely breeze. And the humidity is not super high today.
Yes, there are detents.
Okay.
You need to put them in. So it's not adjustable.
Oh, got you. So there's 3 specific positions, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
And all the way down.
Oh, wow. Wow. That, I have to say, is much, much taller than I expected. Wow. Is that on the highest one?
No, the lowest.
Oh, this is the lowest? Wow. I'm pretty impressed. Holy cow. That's the lowest. And one of the things that Bill and Deb said was nice because they were able to actually pull their car under it, you know, to be able to work on it. So, wow, that's the lowest setting. That's really nice. What height is that? 6 foot? Yeah, it must be because you're 6 foot.
It's on the tree a little bit, but I think it'll be okay.
Wow, this is pretty nice.
So if we want to move it,
Now's the time.
it's about centered on the tent.
Well, here, hang on, and I'll kind of take a closer look. Hold on. And this is about the only position I can actually put the tripod because we are on such an incline here. It doesn't want to stand up straight. That is much, much taller than I expected. That's pretty nice. Okay, so it comes with the stakes and then the hole directly in the foot.
I have other stakes, which
Would you prefer other stakes or how those?
I'm going to see how these do.
I'm still really surprised how large it is. Oh, so this, I don't know if we said, this is technically the 13 by 13, correct? But I'm not sure exactly how many. I believe it's the outside, the outer perimeter is 13, but the in between the posts, in between the poles is 10 feet, I believe that it was. Oh, and then you wrap those around the legs. Or what is that purpose? Oh, you know what? Maybe that also holds the... you wrap those around and then to hold those in place. And then also for the... Yeah, for the mosquito netting. So we'll be checking that out as well.
Which I think is supposed to go here on the stake, but if there's no tie or anything.
Well, and of course that makes sense that those would be longer because when you raise it, it would be the length of the entire post. Okay, we're taking out the mosquito netting and we're gonna put that in there.
Zippers, there's Velcro. This obviously is the beginning and end.
Yeah, let me help you pull that out. Well, we got the screens on and Dave's guying it out. And we'll be back in just a minute with our thoughts. We got to get Puppy back up so she can have her dinner. So we're going to take Dave's going to take a little ride back up to the house and I'm going to take the trail. So just want to give you guys a quick setup, see the setup. We haven't organized anything yet, but and then we'll let you know how the actual setup went and what we thought of it all. But in the meantime, give you a nice little walk through the woods. And of course, to remind you, no matter what you're doing, whenever and wherever you are, you're important, you're necessary, your journey is necessary to everyone and everything. And no matter how things feel sometimes, and all of us have life's challenges, remember always that the word journey begins and ends with the word joy. And sometimes we can find, well, always, we can always find the good in every journey. And there she is. Okay, ready to have dinner? All right, pretty girl. Following Dave down the path, back down to the tent. Pretty excited that we've got the gazebo set up with the netting. Oh yes, I have to go on a mushroom walk. We have so many different kinds of mushrooms here. And I really have been wanting to go on a little mushroom walk to share all the different kinds with all of you. So we're going to get our chairs arranged and things and see how we want to sit and get our fire pit set up. We had a couple little errant branches we needed to cut off. That saw is amazingly sharp and very, very light. I was quite surprised how lightweight it is. It's really nice and very, very sharp. Don't do this at home, folks. Awesome. I think that's the last one. Looks like. All right. Okay, so here we are. We've got the canopy set up, and this is our view from inside. So there's our little fire pit cauldron and our restroom, washroom, shower hut right over there. And then the path that we come down is right here. And I want to give you guys an idea of just what it looks like on the inside. And I'm very, very surprised at how tall this is. And this is on the first setting. Mm-hmm. So I think it goes up another 12 inches, I want to say. Is it that much? Mm-hmm. We're not really, I'm not really sure. So it feels like, I mean, they're really taut and everything. It feels like they're pretty, you know, pretty well on there as far as the screens being attached. But I'll let Dave talk a little bit more about the details, but I wanted to give you guys an idea too, as Dave's sitting there relaxing. Hey, Dave, of the space inside, and we actually didn't measure again, but so I believe the interior is 10 by 10. Mm-hmm. So if it gives you an idea, and our our tent.
with a 1.5 foot overhang.
Yes.
All the way around. So it's the outside is 13 by 13.
And we just kind of brought it right up to the tent, the edge of the tent, and we'll have to see what happens, when it rains in between, and what we want to do with our tent fly. But just want to give you guys an idea of what it looks like inside and how it's constructed, and what it looks like for us from the inside out. And hang on just a second. Okay, it feels really good to sit in here.
So thanks for watching this struggle putting this up. It actually is pretty darn easy once you know how to do it.
It actually is.
So I guess I would advise looking at the instructions. You might not have to read them, but at least look at them.
Even so, when you look at the instructions, just like a lot of instructions, they're not great.
So the trick was, before you started to expand the whole contraption, you hook on all the tent top parts, and that way they're very loose and they hook into little spots, and then when you push the middle up that expands everything, it tautens all of the canopy roof pieces, and from that point you have to go walk around and strap on some Velcro, and the biggest struggle was figuring out how to really get the netting up properly. And we think we figured it out. There's a couple weird things that we're not really sure exactly how they're supposed to go in the corners.
It's a little, I mean, now that I see how it's set up, I understand why they did what they did and how they did it. But it wasn't exactly clear.
It wasn't clear at
when
all.
When you're putting them up, do they go inside, on between the supports, and the fabric itself, or do they go on the inside? So it was a bit of a learning curve to try to see how it was all supposed to work, and where the ties are supposed to be, and why the ties are where they are positioned.
And there's a
so it wasn't rocket science, but it was just kind of like a couple head scratchers.
There's a couple other spots on the tent fabric that come down along the supports, and we're not really sure how they attach on when you have the screens on, because once you put the screens on, the way you attach them, you can't attach.
And we can show you on the outside.
Some of the reviews that we looked at, and some of the reviews that we looked at after we tried to put it all together, they either didn't put the netting on,
right? Some people
or sort of said, yeah, you can figure out how you want to do it.
Yeah, nobody really demonstrated.
Everybody has
how
their
to
own way.
Put the net
well,
on.
I'm sure there's a way that it's meant to be done, but it's pretty nice.
But it's
pretty
nice.
Spacious.
And I gotta say, if it was, it's hard to imagine it much taller, because it does seem, it's really tall up there.
There's a lot of room,
and there's a good amount of space. But as you can see, once you start putting your chairs in and things set up, and the space fills up pretty quickly, as we all know.
And it is sort of funny. One of the videos that we saw with people in it, they were probably miniature people with a super wide angle lens, because of course we know what 10 by 10 is, and we had a really good idea of the size the thing was going to be. But it looked like a banquet hall. And it's not a banquet hall. But there's plenty of room for the two of us to sit in these zero gravity
and
chairs.
they take up a lot of space.
There's a table over in the corner. There's some other things that we want to set up inside here. But basically the point is, number one, now that we have nets, we're thinking we'll want to sit in here more to get rid of any of the bugs. But number two, for shade, particularly early in the morning. So when it's bad enough the sun wakes you up early in the morning. That's just
but we love being outdoors,
that's
right?
Sort of the nature of camping. But when there's absolutely nowhere to sit outside without getting sunburned in 5 minutes, and we needed some kind of solution, and I
Yeah.
still probably want to get a tarp, just so we have a tarp specifically for that. But this is pretty convenient, and it's pretty nice, and we want to have this area in our yard to be able to come to, even during the week where, you know, we just want to go and relax.
Get away from the house.
Just like you might want to go sit in your backyard. We're coming out to sit in our backyard.
This is our backyard.
We could, you know, light a fire if we want to, and pretty soon it's going to be getting a little cooler out, so we could enjoy being out here, playing in our tent if we want to sleep out.
And we slept outside plenty of time up there.
Wake up at 6 o'clock, get some coffee, go to work.
Yep, exactly. Start our day. So it's just a nice little kind of a getaway.
If we have to, we could run an extension cord down here for power. We're trying to figure out how to do it without any house assistance. So that's what we're doing, and we're going to hang out here for a little bit and relax away from the puppy going crazy, because she was really having such a good time.
Excited down here.
Mm-hmm.
And she loves just coming. She's going to love this, coming in here at nighttime and laying down here out here with us and just chilling out. Yeah, she's going to enjoy this a lot. And she's been hanging out with us outside since she was 6 weeks old. So yeah. Thanks for all of you just sharing our backyard campsite stuff and getting ready for our campsite trips or camping trips.
I think Wendy was recording me sawing some of the branches off the tree.
Yeah.
So I would not recommend doing that with the tent already up right below it. I had to be very careful to not damage anything while cutting and
don't do that at home, folks.
I wasn't sure exactly how high it would be, and I could have measured, but
it's always a good idea before you put it up to check, what if in case you might need to do some more tree trimming before you set it up. So, hindsight is 20/20.
Well, I mean, I'm glad we did it this way, because I really didn't want to trim any more than we needed.
Exactly, because we do count on it for the little bit of shade that we get back here in the morning.
These pears we can't eat.
I wish we could eat them, but they're very hard, and that was the other thing. They were falling all over the place, and I didn't want them falling all over and rolling off the top. And
if they fell on your head, it would probably hurt.
And it does hurt, boy. I walked into one, and it's like they're like little rocks. However, now we're excited to share some more, of our hanging out in our own backyard, and we thank you once again for being with us. And we'll probably hang out and have a fire, and maybe we'll cook out down here tonight. And
we'll put a link for this exact tent that we got. And of course, we bought it on our own.
Yeah, this is not sponsored or anything like that.
If somebody wants to send us things to play with and try, we'll be more than happy to do so. But
not the goal.
We have purchased everything ourselves.
Everything, and we just share it because we enjoy sharing it,
and because the other YouTube channels that do the same thing. It doesn't matter how they get their stuff to test or try. It's very invaluable.
Yep.
To see how someone else is using the thing, how they like it, what they think about it, and even though some of them turn out to not, we don't share the same experience as they did, but you have a fun time finding out for yourself what works and what doesn't work, and maybe what sources to listen to a little bit better than others. So we love watching all about camping and
excuse me,
and solar stuff and propane stuff and heating and cooling and all the kind of things that you might want to do off grid. So I would love to have a big field of solar panels and disconnect my house from Alabama Power, but not today. Maybe perhaps tomorrow. We'll see. Thanks for coming and playing with us and joining us in our outdoor adventures. And remember,
Every journey begins and ends with the word joy. Mwah.